My palms were starting to sweat because I was so nervous, and signing with sweaty palms was never fun. Kathlleen, nice, right? Mom signed before she held the door open for me. I know you will like her. Fine, I signed back, not wanting to press the issue. I hated fingerspelling long names, and I made a mental note to ask Kathleen what her sign name was. Sign names were typically representative of the individual, so I bet Kathleen's sign name had something to do with her flyaway red hair. My sign name was technically the sign for sweet because apparently the deaf teacher who taught my first ASL class thought I was sweet when she gave it to me. I didn't think that applied so much anymore. My given name, Maya, was a much better fit. But, Mom pressed. But hearing school, I signed, making a sweeping gesture around the school's lobby we were now standing in. Rows of faded red lockers lined the hallway on either side of the entrance. Straight ahead was the main office, a huge clock bolted to the wall above the door, displaying the time at 7:15, almost a half hour before school started. Not all hearing school's bad, Mom signed, giving me an earnest look. I think you will like school here. My new interpreter, Kathleen, came walking out of the main office to greet us, her mess of red curls pulled up into a bun. She signed, "Good morning," with a perky smile. I wasn't going to bother with a response, but I saw Mom's stern scowl out of the corner of my eye, so I forced myself to sign back. "Good morning." "Excited?" Kathleen asked me. "First day new school." I shrugged, signing, "Sure." "Dr. Rivera, wait for us," Kathleen signed, fingerspelling the principal's name, and she gestured behind her to the main office. "Your schedule ready." "Wonderful," I signed, though I wasn't sure if the expression on my face was as sarcastic as I wanted. "Kathleen not D.O. something wrong," Mom signed as we followed after Kathleen. "Nice," she added in a nonverbal threat, pointing a finger at me. "Always nice," I signed to Mom, resting my hand on my chest and batting my eyelashes. Mom rolled her eyes, and I knew she was giving one of her world-weary sighs by the way her shoulders slumped. I officially lost my hearing when I was 13, 4 years ago, but I still remembered what some things sounded like, and Mom's dramatic sighs were firmly ingrained in my memory. The school secretary was seated behind a massive desk just inside the office, and she nodded to Kathleen when we walked in. I watched her say, "Good morning," as Kathleen pulled open a door that led into the inner part of the main office where the principal, Dr. Rivera, other school administrators, and the nurse worked. Dr. Rivera's office was small and dimly lit with the blinds pulled down, which had made lip reading difficult when we met with him last Friday. I had an interpreter with me, sure, but at the same time, I wanted to at least appear like I could understand what was being said. I wasn't incompetent. Dr. Rivera was standing behind his desk when the three of us entered his office. This time, the bright overhead lights were on, the small accent lamp on his desk turned off. Standing beside the one window in the room, arms crossed and looking just about as uncomfortable as I felt, was a girl with a high ponytail wearing a dressy skirt and blouse. I froze in the doorway. Had Engelman assigned me a second interpreter? Or was this girl fresh out of the Terp school, here to shadow Kathleen and add to my already awkward entourage? "Two interpreter?" I signed frantically to Mom. "Don't need two interpreter." Before my mom could reply, Kathleen jumped into the conversation, signing, "Not interpreter," pointing to the girl by the window. The girl was wearing stylish, square-rimmed glasses, but I could see her dark eyes flicking over to the door like she wanted to make a break for it, but was forcing herself to stay put. You and me both, girlfriend, I thought. Her name, Ninatorres, Kathleen fingerspelled, still pointing to the girl. Nina clearly didn't know a lick of sign language, but she sure knew we were talking about her with all the pointing we were doing. "Don't understand," I signed to Mom and Kathleen. "Who's she? Why's she here?" Dr. Rivera was talking quickly now, picking up on the tense atmosphere, but I couldn't even think of lip reading at the moment. I wanted to know what this girl Nina was doing here. Kathleen brushed her fingers up along her forearm, the sign for slow, and Dr. Rivera paused, pink in the face. He'd probably never dealt with a deaf kid, like everyone else in this school, I was willing to bet, and I could tell he wasn't quite sure what to do. "Nina, wonderful student," Kathleen was signing as Dr. Rivera gestured to Nina, who still looked beyond embarrassed.